Hello and welcome back to Empire of the Sun. Quite a few things have happened. The last time we met, there was a big combat here in Rabaul, if you remember, and I took my first progress of the war, Hex here at Kusei, and I went after the Akagi and the Yamato that were in Rabaul with 30 air factors. He reacted, he rolled intelligence and missed. He rolled a 9, which was unfortunate for him because then I was able to do a surprise attack with a +3, and I did get my full result of 30, which allowed me to flip the Yamato and sink the Akagi. So that all of this heavy pre-war carriers, this heavy pre-war carriers are all gone now. The Akagi, the Soryu, and the Shukaku, they're all gone. And the Yamato is flipped here. Okay, so after that battle, he played the I think he played the Imperial Intervention card, just a get out of ISR card for 2 points. And then he reshuffled some forces, and he was able to move an air unit to Rabaul in order to keep the air unit, keep this area contested, so not to give the air supremacy in the northern Solomons. All right, and then since it was basically a neutral, he didn't really play a card that I had to react to immediately. I took advantage of that lull, as it were, in operationals to go ahead and play the get out of ISR card that I had, which is the MacArthur, Nimitz, MacArthur, whatever card, which, in addition to getting me out of ISR, allowed me to dumpster dive. It allowed me to get rid of a card in order for me to get a new card or to draw a new card from the deck. And so what happened is that I got rid of the Roosevelt Chongqing card, the 1 point China card, which I showed 1 point China, yeah, the 1 point China card that I showed you in the beginning of the turn and promised to get rid of with the plan to get rid of it using that the ISR card. So I am back in strategic agreement. I'm no longer an ISR, and I pulled out the Doolittle card, this Doolittle raid card, which not really the greatest card to pull, but I'll take it. It's a 3 card. Our morale isn't our PW situation isn't that serious yet, so for us to need to use it for the event. But it's a 3 card, so it's nice. Okay, so that's what happened with that in the Southwest Pacific. Then it was a Japanese turn after I played that. It was Japanese turn, and he played. What did he play? What did he play? I don't remember what he played. Oh yes, he played the High Altitude Interceptors card, which is the card. It's a 3-point card for him, which would have allowed him to bank 2 air replacements if he had decided to keep it and played it for the event. It also allows to add 1 to strategic bombing die rolls until the allies control resupply eligible. So during late war, it's useful in fighting the B-29 strategic bomber raids on Japan. But he figured he needed a 3 card right now, and I guess he did. So he played the 3 for a 3, and then what he did was he went ahead and took the 28th Army and just basically marched it and occupied all of these 3, the remaining 2 hexes that he needed to complete the occupation of Burma. And then he also moved some reinforcements basically to in anticipation of his big attack on the Dhaka. He's really looking to take that. So he's getting getting ready, and as expected, of course, these 2 air forces were cut off from supplies I talked about earlier. So it's basically a readjustment card. There were no battles, no combats that we resolved, but I thought I'd show this to you as a way to preview, no, not preview, but to set up what is looking like a big offensive for the Japanese into northern India. You can see he's moving reinforcements there. And that's about it, I think. And I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself in the card count, so I remember what cards are played. So yeah, I think it's my turn to play, and I'm figuring I still need the progress of the war. I've only have one. I need to get three, I think, because I only have three ASPs. So I'm figuring maybe one of these outlying Marshall Islands cards, Marshall Islands, in I've already taken Crusade, maybe Ponape, or maybe Millie or Jalu at one of these bases here. Um, Maybe even go after uh, Quajaline, although Quajaline I can't really take. Um, well, I guess, well, okay, he abandoned any weight talk, so any weight talk's no longer occupied by an army, so I guess I could do that, or I can go after Quajaline and that at some point, but, or, I don't know, it seems like maybe if I take like Kwajalein and one of the Marshall Island air bases, that's enough for three. Because if I go ahead and take Kwajalein and um, Kwajalein and any weight talk, it gives me the entire Marshall Islands. But if I wait for the next turn to capture any weight talk, assuming I can do that, that'll give me progress to the war right away in one stroke. Because then if I take it, that's one, and then I'll flip Namu, Jaluit, Malualap, and Watji, and all those are all progress of the war hexes. And so that'll give me progress of the war next turn. So this turn I can just have Kusei, maybe Quadraline, and maybe one of these other bases like Jaluit or Millie or something like that. At least that's what I'm thinking of right now. I don't know what I did exactly. I can't remember what I did. But I would imagine that was my thinking. I can imagine that I was thinking that way. What about the CBI? Is that something that we can do something about? Maybe, I don't know. This is tough. The, the the good news is that we're not too desperate for land strength in India. We're okay from that. We can go and attack and try to take, I guess, try to counterattack and take this, and then and try to liberate these or so get these guys back into supply. It's a possibility. I don't know if I how I did it in this turn. Right now this has 36, 36 plus 8, 44 defending guys here in Dhaka. He's got 18, 36, 36 plus 36 plus 27. That's 63. Yeah. So it's looking like it's fixing to be a really big battle if he decides to go after Dhaka next turn. Even then, I still have this Australian unit back here that can react, and if I really wanted to react to this battle and then make it really bloody, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really remember what I did in the next turn. If I played in the South Pacific or if I played up here at CBI, cannot remember. So, all right. So let's find out, shall we? Next turn, next video. I'll see what I did. I don't remember, and we'll see what happens after that. All right. Thank you for listening.